Hey guys, how's it going? So, the trip to Northrend is upon us, and most people are asking themselves the same question. What do I do now? Prior to Wrath, dungeon spamming was much more respectable level percentage per hour, but Wrath doubled XP per level requirements yet again, while leaving kill experience roughly the same. So, how does questing compare to dungeon spamming nowadays? Let's find out. One of the big advantages of dungeon spamming in TBC was the reputation grind you were doing while killing dungeon mobs. That reputation you were getting was very necessary to progress, at least in the early phases, because heroic dungeons were locked behind reputations. You had to grind each dungeon hub's reputation to revert to unlock heroic difficulty, and a lot of best in slot items were locked behind exalted status, so grinding dungeons all the way to 70 was also in part done to cut the rep grind at max level. This is not quite the case in Wrath. Heroic dungeons don't need anything to enter but a difficulty toggle, and you don't get any reputation in dungeons. At least not in a way you're used to. Every major Northern faction has a tabard that gives you a respective reputation for every creature killed in level 80 dungeons, which means all heroics and 4 normal mod dungeons: Halls of Lightning, Cooling of Stratholme, Outguard Pinnacle, and Oculus. The tabards, though, can only be purchased at friendly level, and usually you start at neutral, with some exceptions. So, how do you get to friendly? You gotta do some quests. But, leaving aside the reputation stuff, what if I'm interested purely in XP per hour? With optimized group setups and optimized routes, yeah, you could pull something crazy like a level per hour. But be prepared that if you don't play one of the desirable classes, you'll spend more time looking for a dungeon group than completing the dungeon. And pray to God everyone will stay for multiple runs. So yeah, if you have your own group of 5 who know what they're doing, then rush into 80 spamming dungeons is a good idea. But, unlike ever before, questing is not that far behind. Quests like kill these mobs and loot something from them. Oh, by the way, this something only drops like once every 4 kills, are much less common, which means this time quests are much more group friendly. Speaking of groups, Northrend group quests are also less solo friendly than before. While the elites in immediate Northrend zones are easier than their late TBC counterparts, this is not the case later on. The moment you step out of Howling Fjord or Borean Tundra, you get to see elite quests requiring you to kill 100k HP mobs, which still hit more or less like their Outland counterparts, but they gotten very damage spongy, so if you're Blood Death Knight, expect to spend several minutes painfully killing a single mob. Group questing is definitely better at this point. Another huge change to quests in Classic Wrath is the addition of emblems and supply boxes to some of the quest chains. There's no concrete information on how many quests actually reward emblems, but by completing some of the currently known quests, you may get up to 30 emblems of heroism, which is not much by itself, but it's enough to get yourself an epic neckpiece, a relic, or an offhand frill, which isn't much, but it's still nice. Or you could save them up and get a tier piece earlier. There will always be something to spend them on. As for boxes, they're a pretty common reward for completing a quest chain, and they always contain a variety of consumables, such as different elixirs, vendor food, buff scrolls, and may even contain one of 3 mods: Rivendar's Death Charger, Reigns of Anzu, or Swift White Hawkstrider. Same boxes with better consumables can be obtained by completing a dungeon as a tank or a healer though, so that's not a huge advantage for questing, but if you're a DPS class, this is the only way to get these supply boxes. And counting in the reputation gains from all the quests you may do while leveling, it becomes a very viable alternative to spamming dungeons. All in all, if you're a protection paladin and have a group ready and enough sanity to spend hours doing the same dungeon over and over, it's a very good XP per hour, but it still doesn't beat questing in terms of being rewarding. Thank you guys for watching, leave a like if you liked the video, subscribe if you wanna see more videos like this, and I'll see you all in the next one.